Well, the days when children played endless day-night cricket games in the street are few and far between. The lockdown and gadget-addicted world has left many of them unable to adequately interact in social settings or express their emotions. And this has forced some parents to seek help from play therapists, where a trained expert uses playtime to gain insight into a child's issues. For more on this, we're joined by Dr. Jo-Marie Bothma. She's a clinical psychologist and play therapist with Crescita. Thank you so much, Doctor, for joining us. I mean, play therapy seems quite common in my community and the schools that I know of. Is it quite a new option for parents in, some out of the metros?
Good morning. Not really, no. Play therapy has actually been going along for quite a while now, but lately we find that children need play therapy a lot more. So maybe that was one of the reasons why more and more parents are getting to know this form of therapy.
Doctor, how important and how successful has play therapy been post the first and second wave of COVID, where kids were online schooling?
It's amazing what happened. I think most play therapists were quite anxious, not knowing how they will be able to assist children with lockdown being in place. But the Health Professions Council actually made some amendments to the regulations, and they allowed for therapists to be allowed to go online and do therapy online. So most play therapists started thinking out of the box, and we actually managed to assist children online in a play-based modality.
That's pretty impressive, an interesting pivot, using that overused word. But how does play therapy, if you could just explain, differ from, say, adult therapy?
It's an amazing concept because when adults go for therapy, they talk, they communicate, they use their language to explain what they feel and what they think, and they process by using language to come to resolutions to whatever is bothering them. But for children, it's almost impossible. They do not have the neurological thinking or capacity to explain what they are feeling and experiencing. So play therapy is in actual fact a psychotherapeutic modality, very much grounded in theory and conceptualized in research, but play-based techniques are used to communicate to children. So we would often refer to language as play and the toys that we use in a play therapy room as the words of a child. And that's the medium that we use then to communicate to children.
We can understand, I suppose, a little more easily what's happening to teens at the moment and some of the anxiety issues, related issues that they're experiencing. What are little ones going through at the moment that they're not telling us?
Well, I think long gone are the days where we believe that young children do not become stressed, or where they do not feel overwhelmed by their environment, or where they do not feel worried about what they are seeing is happening around them. And we are experiencing almost the same than what we are seeing in teenagers. I see many young children, and I'm talking maybe 8 years and younger, that is experiencing anxiety symptoms, having tummy aches, struggling to sleep, being very tearful, being very worried about their future. So it's almost the same symptoms, just in a much younger population.
Has there been an increase in some of these symptoms since the start of COVID?
Yes, definitely. I think when we talk to colleagues, and even when we are doing online CPD courses and we are talking about different areas in South Africa, we are picking up, most psychologists are picking up an increase in young children experiencing all kinds of behavioral and emotional difficulties during this time.
What about gadget addictions, the iPad, the phone, the TV? We just used to have to battle with TV time. Now we're battling with Xbox time and iPad time, and it's really difficult because we're often very tired and we use it as a part-time babysitter, really.
Yeah, and I think it's hard. Let's be honest. It's the new reality. So in the past, maybe we as parents could have switched off that television, but now we are working online and we are having meetings online. So it's a new norm in most households. So it's becoming a bigger problem than what it used to be. And I think luckily, however, more and more parents are becoming aware of that. So it's not so much a case anymore of switching off a television. Now we need to deal with the iPads, the online classrooms, having meetings online, dealing with tablets and cell phones. And we are at a stage where parents can no longer ignore that. And it should be balanced. It should be balanced with well nutrition, proper sleep, physical activity. And if there's a lockdown, obviously, and with all the strict COVID regulations where children are not allowed to take part in sport that much anymore, it becomes a real challenge.
So it's not just adults who are having a tough time psychologically, it's our little ones too. And if they show any signs of anxiety, such as you say, sore tummy, that's a common theme before a test or something in my house, we should get them to play therapy. Dr. Jo-Marie Bothma, clinical psychologist and play therapist with Crescita.